Researchers from the University of Buffalo have found that there may be a biological indicator to say that you are an obnoxious, loud asshole. And it goes back all the way to the womb. Mm-hmm. It's the 2D, 4D ratio. That's your index finger and your ring finger. Mm-hmm. And the people with smaller differences are more likely to be verbally aggressive. And mine look almost exactly the same, John. Yeah, so apparently it's not determinative necessarily, or definitive anyway. Yeah, so we've seen, basically it's a way of measuring the exposure of testosterone in the womb. It has something to do with the growth of the hands. So this has been used in other things. Like I know in elementary school, people believe that like looking at fingers they can tell if someone's gay or something, which again is supposed to be exposed, hormone levels in the womb is supposed to be indicative of that. So this is just another way of using that same information. And I don't think that we should really be surprised, like verbal aggressiveness and willingness to engage in conflict in interpersonal situations certainly has some sort of biological indication. Now, while this is interesting, the dangerous thing is that people who have sort of a tenuous or only every once in a while relationship with science will take a study like this and then say like, oh, now I know, I just look at someone's hand and I know what they're going to be like. Or the idea is also that possibly if this is something genetic, you could possibly influence it in the womb by releasing hormones into the fetus. No, you could theoretically. Ultrasounds aren't good enough that you could see your baby's hand and be like, oh, my baby's a loud asshole.
No, but that's the result of certain hormone levels. So conceivably, if you were to control those hormone levels, you could determine the outcome. But the thing is that none of these things, and look, this is about hormones, it's not about genes necessarily, but none of the genetic connections that we've found between the presence or absence of certain genes and certain behaviors or physical outcomes, none of them are on a one-to-one like connection. You change one thing and you're changing tons of other things about the person. So maybe this influences their aggressiveness and whether or not they have large ears and a variety of other things. So you don't want to go messing around with it. So it's interesting, and at least for me, now I know when I'm playing like a game and the person's like yelling at me for not doing well enough, I'm going to be assuming he's got some malformed hands.
You can check your friend's hands.
Yeah. Oh, I don't want to meet most of these people.
Oh.
This is all online.
Okay.